Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the second session of ExploreML with Crowdsource. I'm Yajat Malhotra and I will be taking the session Let's Dabble with Kaggle. So, in today's session, we will be learning everything about Kaggle and the things it offers. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, a lot of you might be new to all of this, so you might not know what Kaggle exactly is for. Let me tell you. So, Kaggle is a platform for competitive data science. Here, users can find data sets, explore and build models, work with other data scientists and machine learning engineers, and enter competitive competitions to solve data science challenges. It provides users with all of the tools required to solve a data science challenge, be it Jupyter Notebook with free GPUs and TPUs, courses to learn the basics from, and a discussion platform to get your cloud doubts cleared. And if you do well enough on their platform, they even give you ranks. So Kaggle has these main five sections which are used a lot. The first one is competitions, then datasets, then code, or some people even call it notebooks, then discussions and courses. All of these sections have their own separate ranking system except the courses section, which I'll be telling you about now. So I have mentioned ranking two times before this, so you might be thinking, what is this ranking system, right? So over here, you can see my Kaggle profile. So you can see that I'm a notebooks expert with 760 as my highest rank in the world. But you can even see that these other sections are unranked. So what Kaggle does is it gives people rank on the basis of their different paths on their platform. So competitions will have a different ranking system. Data sets will have a different ranking system. Notebooks will have a different ranking system, and discussion will have a different ranking system. Okay, so now what is this ranking system like? What are these ranks? What is this expert that I'm talking about? What is this notebooks expert? So Kaggle has these five major levels of ranks, okay, which are novice, contributor, expert, master, and grandmaster. So in this, novice being the lowest rank and grandmaster being the highest. So in today's session, I will be teaching you guys how you can, become a contributor from a novice. But before we get into that, let's see what all features that Kaggle has got for us. So one of the first features that Kaggle has are its competitions. So Kaggle hosts all kind of competitions, ranging from simple EDA, that is exploratory data analysis, to complex deep learning research problems. It will not only help you grow in your data science journey or machine learning journey, but also help you win some exciting prizes. In fact, each of the competitions on Kaggle have a bounty attached to it. So if you perform really good in their competition, maybe you come in the top hundreds or maybe top 50s, then you can earn a part of that bounty. Then after that comes data sets. So Kaggle has tons of data sets, which are in fact completely free to use. And in fact, like in the data science community, Kaggle's like the first go-to place where people go for data sets. So it's, if you want data sets for any of your problem, before even searching it on Google, just come on Kaggle and search for that data set. I'm pretty sure you'll find something or the other related to it. And then on Kaggle, you can explore, analyze, and even share quality data. Say you have a really good data set, you can also share your own data set with the public. And then other than that, you can find data sets from any fields. Like they have fields like art and entertainment, biology, social science, automobiles and vehicles, and more. So you can, like, in any field you are. So you can find a data set for your problem very easily on Kaggle. And then other than that, say you are new to machine learning or data science and you want to learn and practice different tasks on different data sets, then also you can search for those data sets within those various different categories. Like say you want to do a computer vision task, so you can go to the computer vision category, find a data set related to it, and start exploring and start doing various different things on that data set. Cool. But then, Kaggle is a huge repository of data sets. You might not know which data set to choose when, right? So, say I have a problem to solve. Okay. For that problem, I need data. But then when I go and search for on Kaggle for it, I find like some five different options of that data set. Say, and those data sets are like very big, so I will not go and directly start downloading or using that data. I would first actually open that page on Kaggle, which I'll be in fact showing you later on in the session, and explore and going through this quick summary that Kaggle gives us. So over here you can see this is a data set of Spotify's songs. So over here you can see like Kaggle will first show you the all of the columns that it has got, or all of the features like artist, song, duration, etc. And not only that, some publishers of these data sets even give really good description for each of their features or their columns. So over here you can see artist, that's what songs artist, and like so on. You can see all of these descriptions. And after that, you can even see the distribution of your data. So over here, you can see that generally in this data set, there are 28% of the songs which are explicit, and the rest of the songs, the 72%, are not explicit, and so on. You can see the different histograms and all, which will tell you about the distribution of the data. And sometimes what can happen is there might be some like null values in your data set, or maybe some empty rows in your data set. So over here you can even see the percentage of null values. So over here this is a pretty good data set, so like there isn't many null values, but otherwise they'll show it in red that so much percent of the values are null, and so on. After that, the third feature that Kaggle has to provide is the notebooks or the code. So Kaggle provides with this like extensive array of open source notebooks. Like you can find like notebooks on any topic that you want. Say you want to learn a particular library. Okay, so you want to learn Plotly, which is a very famous data visualization library. So you want to learn that. So you can actually go in the notebook section or the code section on Kaggle, search for that library, and go through the notebooks, existing notebooks, and learn like how people have used that library to implement different data visualization graphs in their notebooks. Other than that, you can even learn like you can refer to these notebooks, like other people's notebooks, for your other research purposes as well. So a lot of you must have worked on Jupyter notebooks on your system. So Kaggle also provides that same Jupyter notebook experience on their website. In fact, they even give like these free accelerators like GPUs and TPUs, and you can make unlimited notebooks. You can just go to any data set, make notebook, explore the data set, have fun with it. And say you make some really nice informative notebook, then you can even publish it. And after publishing, if people like your notebook, they will upvote it, and then using these upvotes, Kaggle will give you medals and then ranks, which we talked about before, right? So you can even like earn proper ranks through this as well. Then after that, we have discussions. So discussions is something like Stack Overflow. So you can search any question that you have related to data science or machine learning, deep learning, or anything in general, and you will get it answered by the experts who are there on that platform as well. And other than that, you can even have, like, mindful discussions about these latest like latest things that are happening in the field of data science and machine learning. And yeah, you can find like-minded people, even in discuss with experts, and like there are grandmasters who have been in this field since a very long time, and you can discuss various topics with them. And finally, the courses. So Kaggle has great micro courses. Like, they have a lot of micro courses which will teach you everything from the basics of programming to, say, machine learning, deep learning, etc. And these courses are not very big. They are like small, nice courses. That's why I call them micro courses, where you can learn that particular topic in a quick and easy manner. And it's not only theory. They will provide a little bit of theory and an exercise with it, so you will never get bored doing these courses. So you can actually, like, if you're a beginner in data science or machine learning, you can go through these courses. They are pretty good for beginners to get started in these various fields, like deep learning, computer vision, time series, etc. So here I have mentioned a few courses. There are even more courses available on their website, so you can go and check that out. Great. So these were the five different features that Kaggle has to offer. Now let's get started with some, the practical stuff. So now I would, want you guys to go on Kaggle.com and register yourself. Okay. And in the meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, you can hit me up. I'll wait for, like, say, 2-3 minutes. And yeah, after you're done registering on Kaggle, you will become a novice. So that would be your first rank. So yeah. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Till then, I'll also open Kaggle on my side. So yeah, this is like the basic interface that you are greeted with after you log in into Kaggle. It's over here. You can see your small nice profile picture. You can click on that and go to your profile. So this is my profile on Kaggle. Over here you can see all of your different ranks in those different sections, like I showed you guys before my profile. So this is the exact same thing. So you can see the ranks and all of the things related to it. And yeah, I will just wait for another minute. Okay, I can see a few people are done with the setup. Great. Cool. Okay, then let's get started. Like, first, let's go through the different features that I told you guys about. Okay, let's explore them. So first, being competition. So we talked about competitions first, right? So over here, you can see like tons of competitions. Kaggle keeps on hosting competitions related to various different problems in data science and machine learning. In fact, not only Kaggle, even like various different companies and colleges host problems on Kaggle as competition. So you can, participate and earn some handsome prize money. So here you can see each of these competitions have really good prize money attached with them, so you can check any one of them out. So say, like, first, let's look into this competition, which is Google AI for Code. So this competition is for developing like a model or something to understand code in Python notebooks. So over here you can see there are various different sections in this competition. So first one being overview. In overview, what the company usually does is they state their problem, right? So they have, over here you can see they have given a full context of the problem, and like the various intricacies of the problem. You can see how they will evaluate you on the basis of what things, the results you give. So where they have given the metric, how they will calculate it, and you can even see how the file needs to be submitted. And then after that, there is timeline, sorry. So in timeline you can see the dates, like for how long the competition is going to be, then what's the last date for acceptance and when it's closing and all those things. Then after that you can go to prices, see the prize money for the different places, and then the requirements. So in overview, usually a company usually states the requirements and the problem statement. Then in the data section, you can go and check their data out. So first they will, they'll tell you about the data itself. They'll tell you what they have done to collect the data and what kind of data is there, and like the different parts in the data. Say if it's like a CSV file, so the CSV file, it might have like different columns. If it's a table, so it might have different columns. So you can it will even tell you what each column is for, right? So over here there is like proper description of your data. And then if you want to explore the data itself, you can go down over here, you can check it out, you can go through the CSV files or like the data set completely. Over here for me it's not showing the data set right now, because to see this data set I'll have to join the competition. Okay, so I'll show you the data set in the datasets section later on. And yeah, if you want to join the competition, you can just click on this join competition button and get started with it. Then after that, you have the section for code. You can see over here, you can see the various notebooks that people have already made on this particular problem. You can go through these notebooks and take inference from it, or like you can use this for your research. So you can, over here you can see each of these notebooks have like these upvotes given to it. So you can use that as a metric to find out which notebook is good, and then just go in and start exploring that notebook. Cool. Yeah, after this, if you want to create a new notebook with this competitions data set, you can directly click new notebook over here, which will create a notebook and you can start working on it. Again, about the about notebook we'll be discussing later on when we go to the code section. Then we have discussion. So each and every part in Kaggle has it as its own small discussion section. So there will be like a global discussion section where you can ask general doubts, which you can access from here. But each and every competition or data set and all will also have like a small discussion section in itself, where you can ask doubts related to the competition or the data set. And then later on you can check the leaderboard out, so you can see where your results or where your output stands. So over here you can see the leaderboard, you can see the top 5 people who are eligible for the prize given by the company. And also, so usually in a competition, what companies usually do is they do not release all of their data at once. Okay, like especially the test data, the data which they'll be validating you on, they'll give you a part of it. So that would be the public data set. So using that, they will first find out your position in the public leaderboard, and then they'll have this private data as well, on which they will evaluate you, and they'll have a separate private leaderboard, which will only be revealed after the competition is over. It's something like in maybe your college's coding exams, you must have had this public test cases and private test cases. It's similar to that. And then you can go ahead and check the rules of the competition out and get started with the competition. Okay, so we are done with competition. So this was all of the stuff about competitions. Now let's get into data sets. So Kaggle has a huge repository of data sets. I told you before, you can find legit any data set on this. So you can go through all of these data sets if you want to, like just for fun purpose, you want to just go through the popular data sets and start making something. You can check this page out. Over here you can check popular data sets out and start working with it. Otherwise, if you want to search for any particular data set, say Spotify data set, you can uh, type over here and find out all of the data sets related to Spotify. Say let's go to this data set, top 50 songs, Spotify songs in 2019. So yeah, this is how the dataset page looks like. So this also has like these four different parts. The first part has the data itself, so you can go and explore the data. It's similar to the data section and competition. So over here also they'll describe the data over here. Then you can dive into the data set itself. So over here you can see there are various different columns in this data set. So right now it's only showing 10 or 14. Let's just select all of them. And yeah, so you can see all of the columns in your data set. You can see the description of each of these columns or features, and then you can see the distribution of the data. Say in artist name, there are 8% of the songs which are by Ed Sheeran, and then say there are 16% of songs which are of dance pop genre, and so on. You can see the distribution, etc. And yeah, you can even in fact go through the data set itself. Okay, and say you want to see what people have done with this data set, then you can go to code. Over here, you can go and check out various people's code notebooks and um, like get inspiration from it. So usually sometimes like just for fun you can go to the data set section, you can explore the data set, but sometimes what happens is you might not know what all things you can do with that data set. So you can go to existing people's implementations and see what they have done with the data set. So over here they have done, say, so let's just check this notebook out, Spotify analysis. So over here you can see that they have done analysis on Spotify's data set. So this is very similar to a Jupyter notebook. So you know how in Jupyter notebook you have cells and you can write code and then run it. It is basically that. Okay, so this person has done some analysis on um, the Spotify data set. So you can see there is, this person has done for exploratory data analysis, which is visualizing the data and getting some inference from it. Made some correlation, heat maps, and all this stuff. So you can go through the notebook. You can see what this person, like what people have done with the data set, and learn from it. And then again, I told you, right, there is a separate discussions portion in like competitions and data sets, like the small discussions area where you can talk about just the data set. So there are various discussions going on related to this data set. Then in data sets, you can even browse these data sets on the basis of the type of task. Like, if it's a computer vision, a data set app for computer vision task, then you can just click on computer vision and then get all of these data sets which are related to computer vision. Or if you want to go through NLP data sets, you can go through that as well. Yeah, so there is a question: how can I get more upvotes on my notebooks? Any tips? So usually I would say one thing that one should not do is share the notebooks around just asking for upvotes. That is probably not the best way to get upvotes. The best way to get upvotes on your notebook would be by putting effort in building a notebook, like have like nice descriptions about what you're doing and properly have like full. I'll show you a few notebooks, so you can have proper descriptions about what you're doing, write neat code, clean code, and try to explain what you have done in your notebooks. So if users like what you have done in your notebook, or if they learn something from it, they will automatically give you an upvote. So you can do that and then you can earn upwards. Again, you should not just share it around and just like beg for upwards. That is not ethical. In fact, in Kaggle's guidelines as well, you will see that if they find out that you are sharing your notebooks or you're asking for upvotes, then they can even ban you from the platform. So I would suggest you guys to not do all those things. Then yeah, you can even search for data sets related to various different categories like movies and TV shows, clothing and accessories, economics, NLP, etc. Okay, so that is data sets. Then let's dive into code. So code is where all of these notebooks lie. So over here you can explore like a lot of notebooks. Like usually what people do is, if they if they like properly do something in their notebooks, they end up publishing their notebooks. So all of the published notebooks can be viewed from this section, which is the code or the notebook section. So over here you can see the trending notebooks right now. So there are multiple trending notebooks. You can see notebooks related to a particular topic like recommender systems, and then yeah, like economics and all that stuff. And then you can even see notebooks related to the courses which we'll be going into later on. So over here you can go through people's notebooks. So let's say we go through this notebook. So you can go through the notebook, you can see the different table of contents in the notebook. You can click on it, you can see what this person has done with this particular data set. I guess it's the FIFA data set. So they have analyzed, they have done EDA on that data set. So you can go through that. They have done various different, they made various different graphs. You can check those out and all that stuff. So you can go through the whole notebook and say you want to base your work off this notebook. Then you can in fact even copy and edit this notebook. So what this will actually do is it will create a fork of this notebook. So if you guys have worked with GitHub, then you guys would know what um, forking is like, it's like creating a copy of that repository or the notebook in this case in your own profile. So over here you can see I have created a copy of this notebook in my own profile. You can see, right? So then you can go through this and edit the code and make changes and publish it as your own work as well. Okay, we have another question. Can we create private notebooks in Kaggle? And if yes, then how? Yes, you can create private notebooks on Kaggle. I will be showing you that in a minute. Okay, so this is how a notebook looks. So it's basically Jupyter Notebook. So you can just write anything like import TensorFlow as PF. And then if you want to run this notebook first, you have to like connect to Kaggle's kernels. Like you can start a session, and once the session is done starting up, you can just run the cell by either by clicking the play button or shift enter. Okay, so the session has started. So I'll just press this play button and it should run. Yeah, the session has started. Cool. So here you can see the code block ran and it gave me the output. So I was printing. This person was printing all of the files that are present in the directory. So here's the output for that. So say sometimes what can happen is that you want to like use some kind of accelerator for your project. So you're doing a heavy computer vision task and you require a GPU. So you can even select an accelerator for your notebook. So over here, what you have to do is you have to go to the settings section. This might be hidden sometimes, like you might have closed this. So if you click on it, you can go to the settings section, and then inside that settings section, you can go to accelerator and then click on that and then select GPU. So Kaggle provides people with free GPU, but it's not like unlimited GPU. Like they'll provide you with few hours per week. So in my case, it's 30 hours per week. But I guess like for starting people who are starting out right now, it's more than enough. So you can just click on turn on GPU, and it will create a new session and turn on the GPU for us. Is there so there's another question: is there a limit to the number of notebooks we make? So I do not think so there is any limit. At least I have not faced any limit. I have some 50 plus notebooks, so I have never faced any issues. But I I mean, there might be a, there might be a finite limit. It might be huge, but there might be a finite limit. Well, now you can over here, as we have selected GPU, so you can see your GPU has been connected, and you can see your memory, how much memory. So you have 16 GB of GPU memory, and then 13 GB of RAM, and all that stuff. You can see all of your system's metrics. Okay, so that is how you can fork a notebook and work on it. And say after making these changes, you want to save these changes. So all you have to do is click on save version. Then you can give it some version name. So let's just say v1, and then you have two options. One is just for quick save, like maybe you have not done you're not done with your work, but you just want to get you just want to save your thing so that you can share it with people and just show what you have done till now. Then you can select quick save. Otherwise you can click on save and run all. So what save and run all will do is it will run your complete notebook before saving it, and then it will like it will save it properly. So when people open your notebook, they will see all of the code blocks and the outputs with it. It will just not just show the code blocks, which is in the case of quick save. So that's notebooks. uh, so there is one question: do we have to be a grandmaster to use TPU? Nope. So you can, like how I selected GPU, you can select TPU and work with that as well. So again, this also, like, you do not get a TPU for unlimited time. There is also time limit per week, so keep that in mind while working with it. Okay, so now let's create a new notebook. So over here I'll show you how you can keep your notebook private, and how you can publish it uh, to the public. And yeah, I'll also show you how to connect a data set to your notebook. So let's just get out of this place and click on create. So when you click on create, you can create any of these three things. So we'll be creating a notebook. So when you create a notebook, you will get this small template which imports all of your basic libraries. So before doing that, let's just name it. So let's name it Explore ML. Okay, you can name your notebook over here. So the interface is very similar to Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab. So over here, what you have to do is say now you want to add a data set to your notebook. So all you have to do is, again, yeah, you have to go to this section, data, which might be hidden again. Like you have to click on this, go to data. So over here, you can click on add data. So this will open a pop-up. Over here, you can search for various data sets and get started with it. Say I want this Netflix TV shows and movies data set. All I have to do is click on add, and then that data set will show up over here. So you can even like click on this and see the different files, then click on the particular file that you want to explore, and it will open that over here. You can go through it, and yeah. Then if you want to start working with that data set, you can first like start a session. So let's start one session. Yeah, so TPUs are expensive, as Vivek said, but like they do give it for free, but not for unlimited hours. For limited hours, but they give it to you for free. Okay, the session has started. Let's just run this code block. So now you can see that the data set has been attached with the notebook. You can see it over here. And yeah, you can start doing whatever you want to do with the data set. Now, say you have done a few things with the data set and you want to publish it. Again, all you have to do is click on save version, give it a version name, select how you want to save it. This time, let's save and run all. Over here, you can go through these advanced settings as well. So sometimes maybe you won't don't want to save the output, so you can click on this, and then you want to change the settings, like every time you open this notebook you don't have to like manually go and select an accelerator. You can select it like, okay, this particular notebook requires GPU every session, so you can you know put all that stuff over here and then just click on save. So what this will do is it will run the notebook and it will commit and save it for us. And say by default all of these notebooks are private. So say you want to make it public, so something similar to how in Google Docs you can click on the share button and then make your particular document public. Similarly, you can go over here, click on share, and then click on public over here, and it will make your document public. So yeah, and then it will even give you a nice link for your document. So this is the link for this particular notebook. You can even add tags so that when Kaggle is classifying your notebook, so it can classify it easily. Say this particular notebook does EDA, exploratory data analysis. So you can select that and say that's computer vision. You can select that and so on. You can even add collaborators again, like Google Docs. You can add collaborators by just searching for the user over here. Once you're done with all this, just click on save, and your notebook will be public. So over here we can see it's still saving the notebook, so let's just wait for that. So by the time the notebook, okay, it's done. Let's open it and see it. Yep, you can see my notebook has been committed, so this will be publicly viewable. So if you guys also want to see it, you can go to this link and see it. So this notebook has been committed, and then you can even see different versions of this notebook. So if you click on it, it will show you the version history, something like Git and GitHub. Okay, so yeah, you have your version. You can see the data sets that I've used in my notebook. Then you can see the logs, comments, settings, all that stuff. Okay, and then if you want to edit your notebook again, you can click on edit. But for now, let me just turn my session off. And yeah. So that is notebooks on Kaggle. Now, after this, let's get into discussions. So, in discussions, like I told you, you can ask any question that you want to. So, you can click on your discussions, see the different things that you have, talked about on Kaggle, and and if you want to discuss about something, say you can go through these again. Everything is classified on Kaggle, so here also you can see, okay, you want to talk about something in computer vision, so you can go through some existing discussions, or you can create new discussions. So let's just go to this particular discussion. So here you can see they have talked about child safety monitoring in cars using ML. So this particular person has put this discussion up, and people have put up their views and what they think about that particular discussion in the comment section. So this is a pretty great place to either ask questions or talk about some great things that are happening in the field of data science and machine learning, or just to share some resources also. Like I've seen many people share some valuable resources related to data science, machine learning, deep learning, and all that stuff. So you can even do that. So Kaggle also has like these getting started discussions. So say you're new to Kaggle or you're new to particular topic, you can go to this getting started section and explore. And yeah, this is discussions. And after this, let's go to courses. So in courses, like I told you, like Kaggle has a lot of courses, and these courses are not like those huge courses we have where you have to spend weeks to complete it. These are small micro courses that will even not only teach you theoretical part but also help you with some hands-on experiments. So say let's go to intro to machine learning. Okay, so in intro to machine learning, you can see this particular course has so many lessons. So you can see different. It will they will teach you different things, and each of these what do you say these particular topics or the lessons in the course have one exercise as well. So you'll have a tutorial and an exercise. So let's say we want to learn about random forests, so we can go to random forest, we can go through the document. Like over here they have told what random forest is and shown some code as well on how you can use libraries to make these models and all that stuff. So you can, if you want to learn anything which related to data science and machine learning, you can go and check courses out. And yeah, so over here it even shows you the exercise. So exercise is basically like one pre-made notebook with some parts of the code missing. So you'll have to. I have completed this course, so you can already see the code already written. But you have to like write the code yourself and then run it, and then it will check. Like they have some inbuilt functions that they've made for this course to check what you have done is correct or not, and it will grade you accordingly. And in fact, they if you even get stuck somewhere, they have like these functions to describe a particular task, or get hints as well. So there are functions to get hint, and say you're not able to do it at all, you can directly look into the solution as well. So yeah, so this whole thing happens in like a notebook environment itself. And once you're done with this course, you will even get a certificate. So yeah, so you'll get a certificate which you can share on Twitter, LinkedIn, or any other social media platform. Yeah, and yeah, you can see what this particular course is helpful for, and it even tells you how much time it requires to finish. So this particular course, see, like it just requires 3 hours to finish this intro to machine learning course, and you will get a fair knowledge about what machine learning is by just doing this small 3 hours of course. Maybe it won't deal with all of the mathematics of the course, but it will tell you the practical side of the course. So you can go through this to get the practical knowledge, and once you have that, you can easily learn about the math later on. Okay. Yeah, so that is courses. So till now, if you guys had any questions, like what I've done till now, you can ask me in the chat. And also, if you want to quickly see what you have done till now, you can click on your work. Over here, you can go to code and see all of the notebooks that you have made. So I have a few notebooks. Oh, I have 72 notebooks. I did not know. Okay. And then the discussions you have taken part in and all that stuff as well. So everything related to you will be there in your profile section. So you can either click on your work over here and go, or you can go over here, click on your work, and then check it out. Cool. Looks like there are no questions. Okay. Cool, and thank you for joining. That's it from my side. I hope you guys learned something about Kaggle today. And I would suggest you guys to go on kaggle.com, register yourself, try out a few things, like go to a data set, make a notebook for that data set, try out things, and say you do not know anything, then you can go to courses, learn things from there, and then try it out later on. Okay.